It's his radio and Lizz's Ugly Bakery, because it might not look pretty, but it tastes great. And I think it might be opposite day today. It's a truffle?
It's a trifle.
What's the difference? Because I've heard it called a truffle, and you're calling it a trifle.
No, if we're talking about in dessert, a truffle is like a little chocolate ball.
What? That's not what you made?
No, I know. I made a trifle. One's a truffle. One's a trifle. This is a layered dessert.
All right. Yeah, certainly. Because it looks like there's a bunch of fruit in it.
There is. There's cake.
And some kind of frosting.
There's pound cake. There's pudding. There's fruit. And there's homemade whipped cream.
Okay.
And it's all layered. And there's raspberries, blackberries, strawberries.
Blackberries, you said, right?
Yes.
Hold on a second. Ninja, what was your question about one of the berries?
The blackberries, do they have seeds in them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll be careful then.
What do you mean?
Do you have diverticulitis?
Oh, I didn't know she had it. You have that?
No. What is that?
It's like a little tummy issue that the seeds can mess with you.
So that would be a no.
No.
Okay.
So then what's the problem? Are you afraid they're going to get caught in your teeth?
No, I'll choke on it.
Wait.
On a blackberry seed?
No. Ninja, no.
Yeah, because they're super big.
No. You're thinking like in a plum or a nectarine, there's the big stone, or like a peach, like a stone seed in the middle. Blackberries are teeny.
But don't they cut it out?
Of a blackberry?
Like it's in there and then...
This trifle would have taken me 3 days if I had to cut out all the seeds.
Ninja, you'll be safe. They're so tiny you don't even know they exist.
I've never eaten a blackberry because I was told there were seeds in them.
There is seeds in them.
Well, a big seed.
There's no big seeds. You're okay. Go ahead and try it.
Did you misinterpret?
I don't know.
It's okay.
Okay, go ahead and try it. All right, what do we think? Is it good? Is it pretty and good?
Okay, so Ninja, our morning show producer, what is your thought?
I like it, and blackberries are good.
Oh, good.
She discovered something new she's never had before. How nice. Okay, Jake.
Wow.
Our producer, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have crossed a threshold here at His Radio because this might be the most bussin' dessert that Liz has ever made.
Okay.
Yes. Woo!
Something about buses. Good. Okay, that sounds positive.
I'm dancing.
Carly is our intern for the summer. Carly, tell us.
I think it's a really good summer thing because it tastes like really cool and fresh, so it's really good.
Oh, look at her Food Network over here.
I'm telling you.
Judging. All right, Ron.
Is there banana pudding in this?
No, it is.
What is that?
It's like a vanilla pudding.
Well,
I put vanilla bean and all kinds of things in the whipped cream and
that's amazing.
elevated it. You know, it's pretty and delicious.
Yeah,
this week.
which is a first. Absolutely
Hey.
amazing. Liz's Ugly Bakery. Might not
I
look pretty.
know.
It tastes great.
Yeah.
Right?
Yummy.
Okay.
I got to get a blackberry. I got to watch out for the
You'll
seeds.
see the ingredients, the recipe, all that stuff, hisradio.com. Just look for Rob and Liz and the truffle thingy.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
This has really become bothersome for Ninja, our producer. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. So reveal, if you would, Ninja, your thought about raspberries. Or blackberries, right? Blackberries.
So they have a big seed in it. Like you eat around the seed to eat the berry, and then you spit the seed out.
And this came to you from whom?
My mom, my sister. I know for sure I've seen her eat like a blackberry and like eat around it.
Okay. Eat around the
seed.
big seed that's inside the blackberry. Okay, Liz.
I don't understand. There's seeds, obviously, in a blackberry, but they're so teeny tiny.
They're really small.
That if you were to try to take the seed out, you'd have to put them in like a food processor and then a strainer. And I mean, it's a process.
Okay. Ninja contacted some other family. So was it your sister you texted?
Yes, I texted my mom and my sister. My
Okay.
mom has not responded yet, but my sister said, in comparison to the size of the whole fruit, it does
Have a seed in it.
have a big seed.
Y'all are thinking about the wrong.
Are you
And then-
are you thinking about plum? A plum's got a real big seed in it.
Because then I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. Like you eat around it and spit it out.
A peach has
a stone,
big,
seed in the middle. Right. And you cannot eat that. You'll break your teeth.
So this is what you're thinking, Ninja. In your mind, that a blackberry has that kind of seed in it? Like what would be in a peach?
Yes, but smaller scale because it fits in the blackberry.
Okay.
There's no seed in the middle of the black. Okay.
They're all over.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Just like a strawberry, you see the seeds on the outside of the strawberry. That's the way blackberries and raspberries
What's going on, Ninja?
She just texted me.
Who's she? Your
My
sister? Okay.
She said they are edible.
The seeds are edible.
I might be thinking about cherries.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
For the longest time, her entire life, Ninja, our morning show producer, thought there was a big what in blackberries?
Seed.
A seed.
Like a big seed inside of a peach.
Yeah,
or
a peach.
plum.
Yeah,
Not that big.
something like that. So let's take a trip back in time to about 5 minutes ago when Ninja had an epiphany.
I might be thinking about cherries.
She thought blackberries were cherries.
She said that, what? You said your sister would spit out or eat around the seed and then spit it out?
Well, I was correct that she would spit out a seed, but
Not out of a blackberry.
not a blackberry.
So you
was a
stayed
cherry.
away from blackberries your whole life.
Because I didn't feel like spitting the seed out.
Teresa's here at 800-447-7234.
Ninja needs to go to a farm or something
This is a cow farm. You're going to find cows outside.
and educate herself a little bit.
But she trusted her mama.
Well, and one time my daddy told me that mountain cows, one side of their legs are longer than the other two.
You're
But
kidding
you
me.
can't believe everything they tell you when you're little sometimes.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I don't watch American Idol anymore, but I heard something happen to what Ryan Seacrest was wearing the other day. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. Made me think when Liz walked in to his radio with two different shoes on. Seriously, it happened.
I did. And one was stacked and one wasn't. So
Which I don't understand what that means.
So there was a little more sole on one of the shoes, which meant it wasn't like an espadrille, which would have been like 4 inches
Now
higher.
she's speaking a foreign language.
But it was about an inch higher than the other one, and I didn't even notice.
How do you not notice that when you're walking?
So I don't know.
You don't walk with a limp.
No, but I don't know. They were both rose gold in color, but one was a deeper rose gold than the other. They were Hey Dudes, and I just slipped into them. And I don't know. I went the entire morning, got to a meeting, and then went.
She realized when she looked down at her, she started laughing. I got two different shoes on.
Well, yeah.
It's wild.
What can you do at that point?
I was in the gym one day and my shirt was on backwards and inside out. How does someone do that? Backwards and inside out. It wasn't until I saw in the mirror, I saw the tag, and I went, no, I did not.
And the tag was in the front.
It was in the front.
Awesome.
It looked like I was a man of the cloth because it was a black shirt.
Well, I think you were just in a hurry. I at least that's my excuse for putting on two different shoes. I was in a hurry, didn't pay attention.
I don't know if you've ever had an embarrassing moment that you can laugh about now when you put on the wrong thing, inside out, backwards, shoes on the wrong
Upside
feet,
down.
different socks, whatever it is. We'd love to hear from you.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Katie said, she texted and said, I went to work last week in a nice Calvin Klein jumpsuit. I got home. My daughter informed me that I had a hole in the seam of her fanny all day long.
No way. Nobody said anything?
Nobody said anything.
Katie, I'm so sorry.
Right?
Did you sew it back up? I hope so.
She probably, if I were in that instance, I'd be so upset with myself, I'd probably put it in trash.
You throw them away. They're out of here.
You let me down. And then Charlene texted and said, I put my pants on backwards. They had a faux zipper, so a fake zipper, and she must teach school, one of her students noticed. Miss Charlene, your pants are on backwards.
Oh, man. Okay, this is Cindy. Cindy, you said you were a teenager, and what happened?
I was traveling with some of my family to Georgia, and we had stopped at a rest area on the way, and my sister and I had gotten out to go to the restroom, and we accidentally walked into the men's restroom instead of the women's. There were urinals all across the wall. We just looked at each other, and very fortunately, no one was in there.
Good.
But we were so totally embarrassed. It was awful.
What'd you say to each other? How'd you get out of there?
Oh, we ran out of there, actually. We were just so embarrassed. We just looked at each other and then just beelined right out that door.
Woo!
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I need to see the schematics, how they figured this out.
Well, it's a helicopter that a family bought, and they converted this helicopter into a helicamper. A camper.
What in the
I said camper, didn't I? A helicamper. And so this is what they did. They picked up this helicopter, they bought it, they took off the propellers, they put it onto a trailer, and they converted it into a camper. And so they pull this thing around all over the place, and this has become their camper. This is their RV.
That is wild.
It looks cool.
Oh, I would think so. Did they take I'm thinking about the propellers here. Did they make that into a ceiling fan? Because that'd have been kind of cool.
Did you hear what she did with that?
I think that would be cool.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
745 7th Avenue in Manhattan. Just outside that building are payphones. No longer.
Yeah.
They're the last payphones in New York City.
Wow.
That people knew if they needed a payphone, it's 745 7th Avenue. That's the only payphones that were in New York City until this week. They just took them away.
Over the last couple of years, I've gone to New York City, gone to Manhattan. I don't remember seeing the payphones at all, so I must not have been outside of that.
Not at 745 7th Avenue. You would know it because it's like they stand out. They're payphones. It's like, wow, payphones.
What's that relic, Mommy?
Some people have never seen a payphone.
You know, that's the truth.
Isn't that crazy?
When I was in England a couple of weeks ago, they have payphones all over London, all over the city. And they're those really iconic, the red phone booth kind of thing. I went in one to take a picture. It's actually working. I was like, I can make a call on this. Like,
and?
What? Oh, I didn't.
Oh, come on.
I didn't. I don't even know.
You could go in and make a call on your phone.
Right, kind
Just
of.
pull out your own device and go, hello.
And not have to pay anybody.
Yeah. Here's what they're doing with those payphones, too. Outside of 745 7th Avenue in Manhattan, where the last payphones used to exist, they're in a museum now in New York.
They should be in a museum.
Literally, they are now.
Well, I think, your kids are probably like, how much do they cost? Is it free? Do they have Wi-Fi? And you have to have this whole conversation.
Yeah, it was a nickel, then it was a dime, then it was a quarter.
What do you do now? You slide a credit card? Because that's all I know.
Just about. You tap your device.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Summer has 2.4 million kids.
Good grief.
Million kids. Woo! You may have seen him because he's really known for Dinner with Dad.
Huh?
And he really doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have any biological kids whatsoever.
Aw.
But he's on social media, and Dinner with Dad has become such a huge thing because he's sitting down with a plate of food, talking to kids as if he's their dad. He's become like a stand-in father for a lot of kids who don't have a dad.
This makes me honestly want to well up and cry because there's so many people that are just looking for that hole in their life, that void to fill.
So he shares practical skills. He might ask their father, such as how to tie a tie. He'll show you how to tie a tie. How to shave. He'll show you how to shave. He thinks about unconditional love and support to helping others feel appreciated.
And it's so important that we have meals with our kids. And so for those that don't, he's there for them.
And when he does become a biological dad and has his own kids, the guy's going to be amazing.
He's going to be very cool.
Such a good dad already.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It won't be long before you hear, I'm so bored. What are we going to do? Like, you get excited, and then there's that. Couple of options, couple of things happening. It's been gone during the pandemic, but the summer movies are back, at least at Regal. They're going to be starting soon. So
is that like the $1 movie or something like that for the kids?
It's $2, but there's
it went up.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's been $2 for a couple of years, even before pandemic. But they've added a couple of new movies for this one. Tom and Jerry. There's a Pokemon Pikachu detective kind of movie I didn't even know existed, but so there's some new options. You're not just getting like the old Disney Lion King kind of stuff. So that's
still
nice.
good.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's still good. And it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays all summer long. $2. I think they're doing some deals on popcorns.
Which ones? What theater?
Regal.
The Regals.
Yeah.
Those are pretty much nice.
Yeah, they are nice. And I know a lot of daycares and, camps will go.
Oh, that's right. The buses come in for that.
Yeah. But, I took my kids when they were little, and it was always a lot of fun. It was nice to get out of the heat a little bit, a little something to do if it's a rainy day.
And always on, you said a Tuesday?
Tuesday and Wednesdays.
Oh, so it's 2 days a week.
Options. Yeah, but there's also another option, bowling. You can find different bowling alleys. All over the country that are doing free games, 2 free games every single day during the summer.
Oh, that's good.
I know, you got to pay for the shoes.
Okay, so is it $2?
What?
Like
for
the movies?
Shoes?
Like the movies?
No,
the movies,
so
$2?
2 free games.
Okay.
Paying for the shoes, $4 or $5 probably per kid. And then you got to drag them out before they see the arcade.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I know that was so horrible to hear the news out of Texas just the other day.
And too many stories like that
as
well.
And you want our kids to be safe. Now, listen, I know that your kids could be in the car. We do have Stephanie Baker along with us, who is in Life in Abundance Counseling Ministry. And how do we even talk to our kids about these kind of things? Now, Stephanie, I know you say to reassure children that they're safe. Things like make time to talk, observe what the emotional state is of our kids, even limit viewing events. But you also say make sure when you talk to them, it's very age appropriate.
Right. I think we need to sort of break it down maybe into 3 categories this morning. So let's talk about early elementary school kids. And really what we want to do is, if there are questions, we want to keep information brief and simple, and balance that with reassurance that their schools are a safe place, that their homes are a safe place. When you're moving into those kinds of discussions, we want to remind them about the things that are at their schools that help keep them safe, like locked doors and the adults that are monitoring things on the playground and those types of things. It's really about reassurance for them. With upper elementary or early middle school, it's going to get a little more complicated. They are going to be more vocal in asking questions about whether they're truly safe and what's being done. And we want to remember that they are at an age where they actually may need some help separating fantasy from reality. And in that age group, kids like to make things up. They like to embellish a little bit more. And so we want to really make sure that we're factual with them. Upper middle school and high school, even a different kind of discussion that we're going to have, because they're going to have some very strong and individual opinions about how violence happens in schools and in our communities. And so they're going to want to share concrete suggestions possibly about how to deal with that, how to make schools safer, and how to prevent tragedies in our community. So give a listening ear to it. We don't necessarily want to edit them. We want to listen to them at this point, and then emphasize with them the role that they actually play in helping schools stay safe by, for example, not allowing entry to a locked building to somebody that they don't know, or reporting if they see strangers on the premises, going to the right people for that, and then reporting threats to school safety that have been made even possibly by a peer. I think if we look at the history of these, there's usually something on social media that somebody has posted before something like this, or they've talked to somebody else about their anger or their frustration. But encouraging our older kids to really understand the importance of letting someone in an authority position know that stuff is going on.
Stephanie Baker's along with us with Life in Abundance Counseling Ministry. How in the world do you talk to your kids about what just happened in Texas in a way that they would understand?
Yeah, and it is important that you not only talk to them, but you listen to the things that they have to say and let them kind of get that off their chest. But when you're talking to them, what are those things that we really need to focus on so that we keep the dialogue, pointed and help alleviate some of those fears?
Yeah, I think one of the main things, Liz, that I would stress is that we need to talk about the difference between possibility and probability. Now, Rob, there's possibility you could win the lottery tomorrow, but the probability of that is very low. So we want to use that in explaining to kids that sometimes people do things that hurt others, but the probability of that, the scale of which we have seen, is lower. And so it can happen, but it's lower. And so we want to explain that there are sometimes people that have a hard time handling their anger. They might be under the influence of drugs or alcohol or even suffering from mental illness, and underscore again that adults are there to get help for those types of situations. I would really try to work with your children to help them understand that there are people that they can go to, maybe help them identify if they feel threatened or unsafe, somebody within the school or the community that they can go and talk to. And there is a difference between reporting something like that versus tattling or gossiping. One of those is the reporting, and it's the idea that we're giving important information that might prevent harm directly. We can report it directly or anonymously by telling the right adult, but we all play a role in school safety. And I think it's important for the kids to understand that they get to play a role in helping themselves feel safer.
Stephanie Baker, Life in Abundance Ministries, spending some time with us this morning. By the way, if you're looking for some of the things that she was just talking about, check out our His Radio video replay. It's on the website, hisradio.com. It'll be there for you. You can share it with others as well, because I know it's a big, big question mark. Stephanie, before we go, what are you doing this summer? You getting out?
Oh my gosh. I'm just going to take it easy this summer as much as I possibly can. I have started walking. You'd be proud of me. An hour a day, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. Walking my dog, and my husband's with me. And so it's been really great. It's amazing what you see when you get out and walk your neighborhood.
Right?
It's amazing the people that you meet.
That's true. That is so true. Thank you, Stephanie. Have an incredible summer. I know we'll see you really soon.
Thank you.